Hello there, Reddit enthusiasts, and welcome to Woven Webs, where we bring you life and relationship stories, ranging from the somewhat typical to those on the very fringe. Today's story comes from the Relationships subreddit. It's posted by Equivalent Deer 1262. He writes, "My wife doesn't want to have sex now that we're married. Any advice?" We recently got married 2 months ago and are in the process of getting a house. We don't live together due to my work, and she isn't currently working, as it has negatively affected her health in recent years. Before we got married, our intimacy was phenomenal. Our communication was great. We rarely fought and spent most free time with each other. I started noticing a change almost immediately after our wedding when our sex life went from multiple times a week to sometimes once every 2 weeks. Comments from her would make it sound like it was a chore to schedule rather than an intimate moment between us. The spontaneity has gone out, and when I try to be spontaneous, I'll get shot down as she's not feeling good or too tired. I planned a romantic weekend for us out of state. We live in a rural part of the Midwest, and was shut down every time, leading me to ask if she was upset being around me, as she didn't seem to be enjoying herself. I was told no, it wasn't me, just her not feeling up to it. Then she asked why I don't initiate anymore. I explain in detail I don't like getting rejected multiple times a week, and it makes me feel less inclined to keep trying, and it feels weird. I've tried talking to her about this, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Mostly she just saying next week or sorry you have to go, but we'll make up for it later, which never happens. I take care of all the finances and help her out in the place when I'm there, so I don't think she's feeling neglected. I try to make her feel attractive, so I don't know if that's it. We're both in good shape. My work is super physically demanding, and I have to work out regularly. She's petite and has maintained the same figure. I don't understand the sharp change nor the unwillingness to communicate. While I, like most people, enjoy sex, my real concern is the change in behavior. If they're not talking to me about what's on her mind, I'm left not knowing. And now for the comments. Doubly writes in, "Just divorce her. Maybe she's more into it if you're not married." And a response, "That's a good point. Maybe marriage is a turnoff, and divorce doesn't mean the end of a relationship. Some people work better unmarried." And Red Diaga writes, "You mentioned her not working due to health issues. Could these health issues be affecting her drive?" Equivalent Deer 1262, the original poster, responds, "I've thought about that. It could be, but nothing has changed medically in the last year that I know of. I don't know if it's hormonal, as she has one of those IUD devices. Haven't done much at all research into that. She tried going back to work, but it ended up just causing her problems, so I was more than willing to pull the financial responsibility if it meant having her more healthy." Despicable Coffin writes in, "This won't change. Do not buy a house with her." So at 32, working is too much, and as soon as you marry her, she changed drastically. Looks like she's got someone to take care of her, and she doesn't have to do shit because she married him. Maps 2001 writes, "Look up bait and switch. You need to protect yourself here, my friend, and under no circumstances should you buy a house until this problem is resolved. I would strongly recommend you don't buy any property for at least a couple of years." Sky Park writes in, "Therapy is drastically needed here. Not working because of mental health issues will exacerbate her mental health issues. What does she do during her days? Are they structured, productive? Does she exercise, study? Any goals set? I mean, you have all the financial power here, not a healthy situation. You guys need a couple and separate therapy." All right, Reddit readers and listeners, what do you think? Is it on him? Is it on her? Is it a combination? Why the switch right at marriage? She's not working, may not be producing much in regards to supporting him. Drastic change in sex, and on top of it all, she won't talk to him. So tell us what you think in the comments, and thanks for listening.